Hey guys, Radical Reggie back at you with another video, and today we're going to be talking about some items from Retrobit. Retrobit is a company I've done a couple reviews on, and a couple items here I think you guys might be interested in. So I want to start off with this controller. But before we get into that real fast, years ago, my buddy Jason had told me, hey Reggie, you got to get this Pro controller for the Switch. And I was like, great, how much is it? And I looked at the price and it was $70. I was like, wow, dude, there's got to be a cheaper option for the same kind of quality controller. And pretty much I kind of waited it out until I found out about this wireless controller. Now the KMD wireless Pro controller for the Switch, you can pick these up from a Walmart. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys. Now I was kind of nervous, trying this controller out, but I was pleasantly surprised with it. This controller felt really good on the hands. A lot of games that I was playing with this controller just felt a lot better than the actual Joy-Cons themselves. So I think this is a unique controller to have for people if you want to pay a cheaper price. Now, just because you're paying a cheaper price doesn't mean they took a lot of functionality out of the controller. This controller still has rumble features, so you'll get that rumble when you play games. But it has taken out the scan feature that the other controller has, where you could scan certain games, I believe. Excuse me, not games, but amiibos. I guess amiibos are still a thing, so if you're into scanning those, this controller doesn't have that feature, unfortunately. But for those who don't care about amiibos and scanning stuff, this controller I think is pretty good. And next up is Retrobit's Prism HDMI adapter for the Nintendo GameCube. Now I've talked about devices like this in the past, and they have come a long way, especially when it comes to a lower price. Now, first things first, and even says it on the box, if you want to pick up one of these items, make sure your GameCube has an AV output, because if it doesn't, you really can't use this item. Now, for those of you who want to pick this up, this device pretty much upscales the game to 480p for games that support progressive scan. Now, of course, it works with games that have progressive scan better than the games that have just 480i, but I'll have a list of the games in progressive scan in the comment section and in the description of the video. Now the device says it supports 1080p, but I don't know if you need some kind of other device to push it to that level. But from what I've seen on this device, 480p, very cleaned up, looks really nice on a modern television. Now I said before in the past, this type of item is for the GameCube enthusiasts. For people who really love their GameCube and want to play them on a modern television, this is the device you should pick up. Now, what I like about this device over the other ones I talked about in the past is that this controller actually has a lot of options you could do while you're playing games and whatnot. You could actually brighten the video, brighten contrast, and all kind of other stuff. Problem in the past was a lot of these devices would make the screen dark, and now you have this option to where you can actually brighten the screen with this device. I thought that was really cool, and it saves your settings from when you have future play. During my early years with the GameCube, I thought composite was the high definition standard pretty much. I had no idea how component would look, and now HDMI pretty much, how these games are pushed to 1080p. I think that's pretty amazing, and it kind of brings life in a lot of these games. Now, what's going to really pop with these games are games that actually have 480p progressive scan. That's where the games really pop it with this device. The games with 480i, they upgrade a bit, but not really much. I mean, it's noticeable, but it's not like how it looks with 480p. I mean, some of these games just look they just look brilliant, I would say. One other thing I want to point out about the remote control that comes with this system is that it doesn't really have a good sensor on it, so you have to try to aim directly at the device, and it doesn't help that the device is on the back of the system. But you're not going to be setting your options that much. I would assume once you set them in, you're going to leave them that way and save them, so you won't be using the remote that much. But when you do want to use it, just make sure you're aiming directly at the device. The sensor is kind of like back in the day when you were playing 8-bit Nintendo and you had remember those wireless controllers that came out for that? And if your cat walked in front of the controller, pretty much the sensor, that was it. You had to reconfigure everything. So yeah, just be aware of that. And next up is the foldable charging stand. I had this for a while and I didn't even use it. I finally opened it up and this thing is pretty cool. You never know. I mean, you get the full potential of a portable system when you have a stand for it. And this thing is pretty much it. It's pretty much got me docking my Switch all over my apartment. So it's pretty hilarious. But Anyways, guys, these are the 3 items I wanted to show you in this video. And also, too, battery life lasts pretty long. When you have a full charge on this thing, you pretty much could get around like 15 hours. But some people say 20. I got around 15 on mine. I'm pretty sure it was fully charged, but I'll try it again. But 15 to 20 hours, I think that's a pretty good deal for a full charge. And another thing with the Prism HDMI adapter, this thing can be updated via the USB port on the side. And also, some games for the GameCube can be forced to 480p that I know of. Like, mainly, I want to say the first 3 Resident Evil games. 0, Remake, 2, and 3, I believe. I haven't really tried those ones, but 4 is already in progressive scan, so you don't have to worry about that one. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said earlier, I will leave links in the description on where to buy these items if you're interested. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys in this video. Check out more RetroBits items on their website. And that's all I got for you guys. Radical Reggie, and I will see you all later.